There is an old, unyielding truth about human psychology. A madman may have days where he appears perfectly lucid, but it is fundamentally impossible for his underlying affliction to be cured permanently. The manic cycle always returns. In the volatile realm of East African geopolitics, this unyielding truth presents a chilling question. Shall Isaias Afwerki not wake up a different person tomorrow, tearing to pieces the very treaties he signs today? In the grand theater of global politics, John F. Kennedy once stood before the Canadian Parliament and delivered a masterclass on how nations should coexist. Geography has made us neighbors, history has made us friends, economics has made us partners, and necessity has made us allies. Those whom nature hath so joined together, let no man put asunder. But in the Horn of Africa, one man has spent over 3 decades tearing that geography, history, and necessity apart. To understand him, we must look not to modern diplomacy, but to the warnings of old poets. The serpent wears a smoother skin to mask the venom deep within. He speaks of peace with shifting art, but cannot change his warring heart. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Geopolitics at the Land of Origins. Isaias Afwerki's nature is so unpredictable that it drove his fiercest rival, the late Meles Zenawi, to make a chilling observation, one that American diplomats still whisper in the halls of Washington today. Isaias is a smart guy, but he wakes up a different person every day. Today, the geopolitical rumor mills are spinning out of control. Recent diplomatic leaks reveal that Isaias is once again negotiating with the Ethiopian government. But this time there is a massive twist. He is reportedly being coached behind the scenes by the Trump administration, who recently reversed years of U.S. policy to bring Asmara back to the table. Many hope a bright new day is finally dawning in East Africa. But can the serpent truly shed its venom? Is Isaias Afwerki a reliable partner, or are we watching the setup for yet another catastrophic betrayal? To understand where Isaias is going, we must look at where he began. His career is a masterclass in ideological shapeshifting. He initially went into the bush to fight for the Jebha under the imperial regime of Emperor Haile Selassie. Yet not long after, he re-emerged as a strategic asset, morphing into a fierce Eritrean freedom fighter, with historians noting his timely recruitment by Western intelligence networks. He convinced millions of Eritreans that absolute independence was the only path forward. And the Eritrean people believed him. They paid the maximum possible price, sacrificing generations of blood, sweat, and tears to achieve that dream. But was it all a lie? Consider the bombshell revelation recently dropped by Sebhat Nega, the founding father of the TPLF. He made it explicitly clear that during those pivotal years of the struggle, Isaias was actually willing to drop his fierce agenda of secession entirely, if they simply made him the president or even deputy of a united Ethiopia. Let that sink in. Was the very cause for which Isaias pushed the Eritrean people into a bloody 30-year war something he sincerely believed in? Or was Eritrea's hard-won sovereignty nothing more than a bargaining chip for his own megalomania? When independence was finally won, Isaias famously promised his people an African Singapore, a beacon of economic progress, technology, and wealth on the Red Sea. Instead, through decades of brutal, indefinite conscription and crippling economic isolation, he practically handed them an African Singapore. Look at his foreign policy. It is a revolving door of animosity. He supported the TPLF to violently overthrow the Derg regime in Ethiopia, only to plunge his nation into a horrific border war with those very same allies just 7 years later. Fast forward to 2018, the world cheered during his intense, Nobel-winning honeymoon period with Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. There were grand, sweeping plans for a joint economic zone in the port of Assab. Prosperity was in the air. Yet today, that honeymoon is dead. The borders are tense, the accusations are flying, and Isaias has reverted to form, playing a deeply damaging, destabilizing role in the internal affairs of his neighbors. And it isn't just Ethiopia. Sudan, Yemen, Djibouti, Somalia, and even the Congo. Isaias has picked fights, sponsored proxies, or stoked tensions with almost every single one of his neighbors. Which brings us back to the burning question of today. As American diplomacy tries to broker a new, historic understanding in the Horn of Africa, we must ask the questions the world is too afraid to face. Can a man who treats peace as a mere tactical maneuver ever be a true partner in growth? Can a leader who built his entire legacy on conflict and paranoia suddenly pivot to mutual prosperity? The global community may hope for a dawning light in East Africa, but history screams a warning. Only time will tell if this new diplomacy is a true sunrise, or just the serpent smoothing its skin once more. What do you think? Is a lasting peace with Isaias Afwerki a genuine possibility under this new diplomatic push, or is Washington walking into a dangerous illusion? Share your perspective in the comments below. If you found this analysis insightful, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into the complex world of East African geopolitics. Until next time, keep questioning the narrative.